Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today here in Sayuka as we explore the island, basically. It's a very interesting looking place, and Marafetto Liano over here, and it seems to mix both Juana and Valian. Actually, not Valian, I keep saying Valian, it's the Rawatayans. You find a man dressed in worn, dirty leather armor. His long, scraggly beard is encrusted with salt. His curling hair has clearly not seen a comb in some time, and the toenails of his bare feet are cracked and torn. The only thing of any value that he carries is an amulet.
Oh, greetings.
He hesitates a moment before saying more.
Might I help you with something?
Yeah, tell me about yourself.
I suppose.
He looks at you quizzically, perhaps unsure why you've asked him such a personal question.
I was a proud man once. A gold pack knight. Then I took a job and it went poorly. I could no longer stay with the order after that.
His eyes take on a faraway look as he remembers.
In the years since, I have wandered the length of the Deadfire, dedicating my life to self-discipline and abstination from worldly distractions. It is only through suffering that the soul becomes strong. Do you understand?
I see.
I should hope that you do, young woman.
So, tell me about yourself. I think, didn't I just... is that the same... It is the same one. Yeah, just for a different... I can say the...
I was... In the years since, I have wandered the length of the Deadfire, dedicating my life to self-discipline.
Yeah.
And abstination from worldly... Well, I am waiting for someone. But I do not know when they will arrive, or who they will be when they get here. All I know is that they are a seer, and they seek me. So I wait.
Then how will you recognize them?
I will not, but it does not matter. I have this amulet here, and I yet draw breath. That is all I need.
Can I have it?
No? Someone is coming for me, and they will know my amulet.
Well, you should have faith that the seer will find you without it. That's the true test.
Perhaps you have a point.
He gently tugs the amulet off over his head. He holds it in his palm a moment, his expression unreadable, and then hands it to you.
Just, please, take good care of it.
Could you teach me what you've learned in your years wandering the Deadfire?
I have already given you my most prized possession. And you ask for more still? Fine. I will show you what I can. For 3,000 copper.
Yes, here you are.
Thank you, traveler.
He tells you what he learned about making and keeping a bargain in his years as a gold-backed knight, showing you how to tell when a merchant knows his wares are of poor quality or overpriced. He's satisfied you won't get fleeced by the next back alley charm dealer you come across. He sends you on your way then. Okay. And I've learned Marafetto Liano's training, which is good for insight and intimidation, which is good because that's for my character. And this thing over here gives me claim and refusal. Claim, plus 10% damage taken from melee attacks and plus 10% damage with melee attacks. That's kind of good. And refusal, can I click on the buttons properly? Minus 10% damage from melee attacks and minus 10% damage with melee attacks. That's kind of interesting. Adair, what you doing back there? What the heck is going on? Get your ass back over here. You might want this. What's that one over there? Maximum health? Nobody needs that. Takeo, you need this. Does somebody else need that? No. No, nobody else needs that. Okay, the thing is, it's like an interesting thing. I like it because he's not very much a damage dealer, but he's very tanky. So that's gonna maybe make him a little bit better. I'm not really sure. So how do I activate that? So right now he's in warrior stance. Should be in guardian stance. Refusal and claim. Good. So claim is for extra damage done. That's interesting. That's kind of good. That's really good, actually. It's good. I like it. That's gonna make him deal a little bit more damage. He should be fine for the most part, and when he starts taking too many hits, I just go into refusal. And we found Bernhard. Bernhard over here, he's a little tabby cat. She's a little tabby cat. While following you around, you gain a bonus to intellect, and your party gains a bonus to ranged weapon damage. That's kind of good, actually. That's kind of good. I'm gonna stick with what I have right now, but that's pretty good. And I say it's she because 3 colors. Although if it's Bernard, I had a cat which had a male gendered name, and for us it was a he cat, but it was the female. But we just stuck with the name because we didn't know. We didn't check very well when when we named the cat. Hello, Ramaro?
I don't believe we know one another.
I don't think so.
Per Complanca, leave me be.
Just like that. You're not gonna find too many new people if you act like that. Greetings, says this person. I don't think they're... Maybe they're important. I doubt it. Did not show up. Clear skies and calm seas. And we have a... thing. Subtle markings on the fish's hide suggest that lampreys of unusual size haunt the waters around Sayuka. That's bad. What is that? Is that a, swordfish? I don't know. It looks like a shark to me. It's not. I know it's not. As you approach, the fish vendor flashes you a broad, cheery grin. He beckons you over with a wave of his hand and directs your attention to his latest delivery. What do you have for sale?
All the wonders of the sea and more besides.
And he sells crested swordfish, which is pretty good, actually. Pretty amazing. But I'm not gonna go with that. Thank you. And we have Koami over here. A young woman... I've seen that face before. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I've seen that face before. A young woman leans against the till, her eyes half closed. She jerks awake when she hears the scruff of your boots on the flagstones and fumbles about for something to polish in an effort to look busy.
What can I do for you?
She surreptitiously wipes a bit of drool from the corner of her mouth. What can you tell me about this place?
Sayuka? Bit of a backwater if you ask me, but don't tell the fleet master I told you so. This used to be where the fleet would send a person after they'd seen a fellow sailor blown to bits by a cannonball or what have you. That was before those mad druids out in the bog started sending bears and wild cats over the walls, of course. Let me know if you're in the market for something pointy.
How'd you, a human, end up serving with the Royal Deadfire Company?
Everyone's always gotta ask. Not that I blame them. It is a good story.
She slips a long thin blade from the length of her boot and begins to clean her fingernails.
I was seeing this guy. Let's call him, oh, I don't know, Kono. Kono and I had been carrying on a while when I started making noise about wanting to move in. Frightened the boy so bad, he went and joined the Royal Deadfire Company in the middle of the night. Thing is, I'm a deft hand with a throwing knife, and I know my way around 10 kinds of blades. So I followed him into the service. Pulled my weight, got on a good ship. Kono eventually left to go to poetry school or what have you. But I stayed. Haven't heard a complaint yet.
Well, what do you have in stock?
Put your eyes on these.
She waves her across the merchandise with a theatrical flair. I think the her is probably either her hand or just waves. Let's see. Stalker's Patience, a spear. I don't use that. I do use great swords, though. This Trajo over here is exceptional to boot. Chance to Shaken, which is pretty awesome. On critical hit. I wonder what the chance is on the critical hit. If it's like 100% chance. Or on critical hit. Or if it's like 25 or something. Also grants red tier. Restores a small amount of health. All the time? Nah, just an ability. Yep. Oh, don't do away with that. There you go. So I might want this. I have the money. I could go with that. Sure. Let's look at it. So, if I'm not mistaken... I am mistaken. Nobody has a great sword here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not using that. Huh. There it is. Okay. Not using... We had a falling out. Oh, they're having a conversation. Let's see if I can catch that. Rawatine soldier over here. You still seeing that Kawaru woman? Asks the other soldier. We had a falling out, he says. What over? Says the first one. Let's see what we have over here. The fish on these racks have grown many times larger than their species usually get. You've met her brother? Asks the second Rawatanian soldier. You didn't. Oh, boy. Huh, what can I say? I'm just that good. Oh, right, I see. He left her for her brother. That good being he can lend whatever he likes. Whoever he likes. And we got Sheba over here. Sheba, he's a little... or huge, I don't know what that is. While Sheba is following you around again, perception, and your melee attacks are more likely to critical hit. He's an expensive little boy, isn't he? 300. We got Tipo, Weto, Riwahi. We got a lot of people with names over here. Let's have a chat with them. A broad-shouldered man with a long, jagged scar across his brow argues with a woman outside the longhouse. He throws his hands up, about to shout, but the woman cuts him off mid-exclamation.
I will not return to the longhouse, Weto, never! And I won't blunt my teeth about it further!
But what are you so stubborn? The Rawatanians do us a great favor and you spit in their faces.
Wait, Weto? Did she say Weto? I think it Weto. Weto ceases his shouting when he notices you listening.
What do you need?
Is there a problem here?
Not at all, not at all. My sister and I are just having a small disagreement.
It is because you speak like this that I yell at you in the first place. You're beginning to sound like those Rawatanian outlanders, and it shames me to say so.
What's your problem with the Rawatanians?
Ignore her. She has an urchin up her ass about her cousins from the north and can't be persuaded. I should know. I've tried.
He shoots Tipa. An irritated look and rolls his eyes.
Is it so unreasonable to want to protect my culture, our culture, from our greedy neighbors?
She spits on the ground between you and grits her teeth.
They arrive in ships laden with goods they believe will please us and think that gives them the right to build their walls on our land. Then, they act surprised when we don't all fall at their feet with cries of gratitude.
Yeah, she has a point.
Akira, don't encourage her. I will never hear the end.
We are no strangers to the menaces of the Deadfire. Pirates, colonials, Nagati's children. We have bested all of them before. We don't need them or their walls to keep us safe. And we surely don't need their longhouse.
What does all of this have to do with the longhouse?
Another of the Rawatanians' tricks. When our huts were destroyed in the storms, they did not rebuild them like they were as we requested. They built this longhouse instead. Are you not one people? They said. Why do you live divided, each caste apart from the others? They believe they know what's best for us, but how we live is not their business. The Fleet Master says we are weak because we don't work as one. She doesn't see that it's our differences that make the Huana strong. She doesn't want to see it, lest it put the lie to their enterprise here.
Well, I'm not really sure I can agree with her then, agree with her in what she claims to be the caste system making them strong. I think that's what she's saying. Although, the tribes there, they also have, besides the caste system, they also have multiple tribes. So there's multiple levels of division there. The Huana and Rawatanians are both Aumaua. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's important to note, because I was a little bit confused about that. I thought that maybe Rawatanians had other races as well. But apparently not. Apparently, yeah. And also, Huana, are they all Aumaua? Maybe. But anyway, why do you support the Rawatanians?
We are no strangers to storms. But last year we suffered many powerful ones in quick succession. And our harvest of Koiki fruit was destroyed. Prize share was rationed. Famine loomed. And then the Rawatanians sent ships. Load after load of food. Enough to see us to the next harvest. They could have left us to die. But they didn't.
It was only a ploy to make us dependent on them, Akira. We took their food and helping hands, and now we sleep in their buildings and watch the sea from their walls.
The historical parallel here being very much the missionaries in Africa, at least in Africa, but in other countries as well, in other continents as well. The European missionaries having a very similar relationship. Of course, this is more the missionaries a little bit more nuanced. And certainly on a per person level, it can be a lot more nuanced because, big institutions, there's people inside them that might have different takes and different attitudes. But this one is a lot less nuanced because the Rawatayans are a huge military nation, and they also have power, direct political power over the Wana. So yeah, it's like, well, I guess that in that second point, it's still the same as the missionaries. So I'm gonna ask this, but I'm not sure. I'll be on my way. Let me just save. I don't know if they're gonna take it.
Not at all. Not at all.
It is because you speak like this.
Ignore.
They arrive in ships laden with.
A kid.
We don't need them or
Okay.
their walls to keep us safe.
So-
and we surely don't need their longhouse.
I don't know if there's gonna be a consequence to this line here, and that's why I saved just then. The Wana and Rawatayans are both Almawa. Why not be allied?
Under whose banner? Rawatai's? Then we cease to be Hawana as surely as if they conquered us.
We have the land and resources Rawatai needs, and they have the military might we lack. We share a common ancestor. Why not create a common culture? Together we would be strong.
I say, if you truly believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I thought.
And I love that this is actually the bigger picture is not very nuanced, but the discussion they're having is, I feel, it's really interesting. There's some things that you can hold on to. It's really interesting. Both of them are very it's a clash of ideologies, effectively. It's not that they're flat out wrong or flat out right, one or the other. Weto over here, I think Tipa has more to say about this thing. I think on the one hand, the situation with the housing is what she said the first time around, the erasing of their culture and that sort of stuff, and that's certainly a thing over here. But on the other hand, the criticism towards the separation, I guess. Together we would be strong, says Weto. That is I think we've seen that's I think a reasonable criticism of the caste system, if not necessarily the tribal system of the Wana, but the caste system for sure. Then of course, you know, if you want to draw historical parallels, you have plenty to choose from in that regard. You're all in over your heads. No, it's just a discussion. What over their heads are? They're not making decisions for other people. I don't know. I don't know what that would be supposed to be, or what that is supposed to mean. That line over there. The Rawatayans understand what's important. Yeah, what's important to them, they certainly do. But we have also seen the Rawatayans be extremely racist towards Hoana and the Valians as well, but much more so towards the Hoana. And I think this whole thing with the Longhouse is a very specific thing. There is one line over here that that's the one right there. This line over here is delivered in a very interesting way because it's a reasonable argument, but it is self-defeating. We have the land and resources that Rawatai needs, and they have the military might we lack. He puts it as if it's a combination, which it might be, but it is also an invasion, sort of. It's not really, we haven't seen that, but it is sort of an invasion, because, like, they have the military might and they have the resources. Well, they're taking their resources, aren't they? A little bit. I get the impression that the Rawatai are depicted in this game as very standoffish. I'm not sure. I haven't seen, like, a full-on invasion or anything. Certainly the Valian are much more aggressive in regards to just basically trampling over the Wana system and their lands. I feel, and certainly with all the things about the contracts and the cities and all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna say the Wana should forge their own path.
Akira, I don't need you to tell me as much. But I appreciate your support nonetheless.
Tipa nods and gives you a tight smile.
It is gratifying to be heard and understood. That an Outlander could do this and my brother could not shames us both.
Caught between the Valians and the Rawatayans, we will be crushed. We need a strong ally to survive the coming years.
Weto shakes his head sadly. He tries to put his hand on his sister's shoulder, but she shrugs him off, a look of disgust curling her lips. Yeah, again, it's really an inconsequential discussion in the grand scheme of things, but of course it's important for people to have their own opinions, but they don't really have a say. It's just arguments, I suppose.
I hate to see Tippa and Watto fight.
Oh, this is the Longhouse. Maybe we're gonna be able to do something about this. Huh. And again, I can squarely, well, not squarely, but I can lay the blame in the Juana.
Over all this noise?
What? Oh, there's people talking in here. Oh, right, because this is the common house, and I'm gonna proceed to steal everything from them. I can lay blame on the government, on the Juana government, because they are standoffish.
Over, then under, then twist. Good.
Kira,
That's a braid.
it looks so easy when you do it.
It is. It's super easy. This is a long house. Let's start with this side. Oh, I can take this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take your vibrate. Oh, your spiral sponge. Hello, can I talk to you? It's just repair people. Okay. The background noise is kind of fun. And I'll take this rum. Hello. Can't talk to them. And we have Ndunga and Osauru. Middle-aged Guaro woman raises her brows in question when you approach, her hands full with braided ropes of dried reeds to greet you properly. Beside her stands an elderly Reparo man awkwardly gasping his own bundle of reed rope.
Oh, hello. Come to watch me tie rugs, have you?
Asaro here has been teaching me.
He indicates the woman beside him with the deep of his chin. The corners of his mouth twitch like he's trying to hide a smile.
What say, traveler?
Oh, right. She is a Koaro woman, isn't she? That's a different caste. And he's a Reparo. Reparo is the lower ones, yeah. Koaro is the middle ones. Artisanal and well, maybe it's not about middle. Artisanal and merchant class of Juana society. Though skill and craftsmanship are respected, those born into the Koaro are not given the equivalent praise of the Mataro, which is what Takeo is, for example. Isn't it unusual for the Koaro and Reparo to do the same work?
It is, as you say. But I have always admired the beautiful rugs Osaru makes.
And Ndunga can fix anything. Is it not reasonable we should learn from each other?
Though she smiles as she speaks, Osauru's words hold a defensive edge, as if she's had to explain their unusual arrangement many times before.
Akira, especially if we must suffer Waturi together.
A sly grin spreads across the old man's face, and he elbows Osauru playfully in her side.
Just so.
Osauru swats his arm away with a small laugh, then her thoughts returning to the Waturi. She makes a face like she's bitten into an underripe koiki fruit. I don't know what the Waturi is, though. Is that the winds? Must suffer Waturi together. Or is that their boss? That might be their boss, I don't know. Is it stressful having all the castes living together in one building?
It's not so bad, excepting the nights Waturi gets into the palm wine.
Akira, but that man does snore loud enough to call down the rains.
She snorts, and Ndunga besides her smothers a raspy chuckle.
There's hardly any space to tie my rugs, to be certain. And I haven't had a moment to myself in weeks.
But there are also new friends to be made.
Ndunga finishes her sentence with a warm smile.
Indeed there are. Captain, I am inspired to redecorate our ship's quarters.
Takeo, you can redecorate whatever you like. Can you teach me how to tie a rug? Not you,
It's
Takeo.
not a skill one learns in an afternoon. But should you wish to spend many months here in this longhouse, you're welcome.
I say, we have the room. So long as you do not mind sleeping like so many scrolls stuffed in a shelf.
Osauru shares in Ndunga's laugh.
Carry the winds with you, traveler.
Thank you. I'll see you later. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see if I can talk to Waturi over here. I don't remember if it was... That's a Waturi over there. And they have Oh, yeah, go over there. Absolutely. Okay, You're all out of position. I hate it. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, that's how I run. Why did it happen? Did the game get patched? I think the game got patched. Okay.
Ishi, I'll get that for you.
Oh, no.
This I cannot
It's the KO. It's the KO, right. And we have a superb warhammer and obsidian flakes, which is good. I'm not really sure you can make anything out of them. realistically, but in a video game, yeah, sure. Let's have a chat with that over here.
Those Raparu dare make such a racket in my longhouse. What were those royal Deadfire fools thinking?
A large Juana man glares down the length of the building, his fists clenched tight. Is he, one of the Mataru? You're an ass. It's a shame the company stuck you in here with all the common folk. Yeah, let's go with the you're an ass over here.
You'd feel the same if you knew anything about the Juana.
The warrior grunts, a sneer lifting his lip.
What do you want?
Your room's much nicer than the others.
I am Mataru.
See?
A warrior. The best quarters are mine by right. And yet I cannot display my most precious possession, my grandmother's warhammer, for fear the Raparu might steal it. It is absurd.
Oh, I did that already. Why would the Raparu steal your stuff, though?
They know no better. A Juana soul is not born into the Raparu without reason, after all.
If your soul wasn't such a screw-up, it would have had the good sense of being born into a Mataru, wouldn't it? How did the Royal Deadfire Company come to control Sayuka?
Not even the greatest Mataru can stand against a fleet of Rauatayan warships.
The question is, did they actually stand against this fleet? Did they fight? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how this works. Of course, it still would be an invasion, but the portrayal of the whole thing, and certainly the perception of the whole thing, would be very different. If it's just like, hey, we want that. You see my weapons? Yeah, we want that. And the Juana would be just like, yeah, sure, whatever, take it, it's fine. Build me a house, even if it's not the house I want. Yeah, just make sure, yeah, well, it's a good thing that taking stuff doesn't actually have consequences. We have never seen that in the first game. We've never seen that in this game either. So taking stuff doesn't have consequences. The Warhammer I took, and the Obsidian Flakes.
Mobs have been eating through all my good clothes lately. Just realized why.
Why? It wouldn't happen to be on account of my lantern, would it?
I know you think it's funny, but the moths are so big here.
It's a divine light, meant to cut through the darkness. Of course it's gonna draw the biggest ones.
Well, some of my pants wouldn't be polite to wear them in public anymore.
I thought Shodi was going to say something about that at the end. She did not. What do we have? Cave core.
I suppose it can't be helped.
This game board is scuffed and scratched from frequent use. They have a game board back here. Ah, we can't play, though. We can't play. Where are we? So, we can go to the workshop or the Fleet Master's office. Let's go to the workshop. Ooh. Can I go in? I suppose I can. There we go. And we are also going to end the episode because we're out of time for today. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG. And this has been Pillars of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Ooh, that's fantastic. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching. And I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.